Hi, Sonia here from Healthy and Healed. I just wanted to share this quick video to explain to you how I work and how I can possibly help you. So some people have been a bit confused, those of you who know about my journey in the past, where I was a matrix reimprinting and EFT practitioner, which I still am. But I've introduced a new healing tool called Biocompass, which is a root cause analysis tool that focuses on both physical and emotional issues and helps you identify the very specific life themes that have created the problem in the first place. Now, the old paradigm of health was that we would have physical symptoms and we would focus on treating those with physical interventions such as medication. But what we do now know, and this is very much a scientific discovery, is that our mind is actually very much interlinked with our body. And in fact, anything that you perceive or anything that actually happens to you has an impact on different layers of the brain. And these different layers of the brain are connected to different organs and tissues in the body. And so they send messages to the body so that the body can adapt and work with those emotions and those perceptions and beliefs to then try and create some sort of a healing within the body as well. But what happens is when the themes, the beliefs and the perceptions that created the physical problem in the first place are not resolved, that is when we see chronic illness and disease, and that's what we call a hanging healing, when the body cannot resolve its physical issue because the mind has not dealt with the belief, perception or event that caused the problem in the first place. Now, how Biocompass works is that it is a very prescriptive process that timelines your symptoms, and then because we know that each physical issue has a specific theme attached to it, we look for the moment in your life, the trigger that caused that theme to come into play, and that theme, which is held in your beliefs, emotions and perceptions, sending messages to the body. Now, the events are called eudins, and a eudin is the moment, or the event stands for U is unexpected. So the moment is unexpected. You weren't expecting whatever it was that caused you the stress or the overwhelm or whatever it was to happen. Secondly, D is dramatic. Now again, it doesn't matter what anyone else perceives that event, it's what you make it mean. So if it was dramatic to you, then that's enough for your mind to pick up something and create a belief, a perception, or a thought around that event. And then the third letter, I, is isolating. Now, isolating means at the time or during the stressful phase or whatever the emotional time, you felt like you were really on your own. That even though there might have been people with you, what you were going through was unique and explicit or implicit to you. So it was your event. That's the isolating part. And then the N for Eudin is no known resources to deal with it at the time. So often after the event, we bring in strategies and we do things to try and overcome it. But in that moment, in that time, in that moment of shock, we have no strategies to deal with it. And that's usually that moment where we go, and it's called the freeze response. And it's a split-second moment, yet that split-second moment gets locked into our memory and it stays there if it's not resolved over time. Some events can resolve through osmosis. They literally just through our own sort of mindset or tools that we might bring into our life, they resolve themselves. And quite often, that is when we don't see physical symptoms, is because once we've dealt with the emotional trigger, the physical body then goes into what we call rejuvenation, and it allows whatever was causing the issue in the first place to start to release from the body. And obviously our traditional approach is to try and stop those symptoms in their tracks by taking a medication and pushing down the symptoms so that it goes and can't sort of be healed in a full cycle. And then we go through the issue where we have hanging healings where the symptoms just keep recurring, especially when we stop taking our medication because we haven't dealt with the cause in the first place. Now I know that's a lot to take in, but how I work with you as a client is I sit with you and I timeline your events, your symptoms first of all. I look at your symptoms, and then we start to and I know the themes I'm looking for. I start to specifically ask you questions around the specific themes, and then I tune into your energy. I look at you and I look at how you respond when I ask you questions around those times the symptoms showed up. In that time in your life, did you experience this? ... And if you have an emotional response to those questions, then that is a sign that that emotional connection is not being resolved, which is why your body cannot heal. And then this is where the matrix reimprinting and EFT come in. They are the tools. The matrix reimprinting especially is the tool to then clear those udins, clear those events. It is a really specific strategy because it focuses mainly on trauma, and trauma can be anything major or minor to you. It is so down to your finite perception of an event that will trigger a response in the brain that will then send a message to the body. And that is why we have to honor each and every individual's issues as their own, and not put out some cookie cutter process for trying to heal each individual person's issue. And unfortunately, medication, whilst it has its place, isn't intelligent enough to be specific enough to deal with your own individual case. Because here's the thing that gets really interesting. One Uden event can result in a number of different themes emerging. So you might have one event in your life, but you make it mean 3 or 4 different things, and those 3 or 4 different things become 3 or 4 different themes, and those 3 or 4 different themes will have an impact on 3 or 4 different parts of your body. And that's what cancers are, and that's what syndromes like autoimmune diseases are, such as osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. They're syndromes in which you've got more than one theme occurring. Now, I know this is a lot to take in for anyone who's new to this, but I would just pose the question to you now. What do you have to lose by uncovering the connection between your mind, your perceptions, your emotions, and your beliefs, and your body? Nothing can be lost in this process. There's, in fact, healing can start, and does start for clients, just from identifying exactly what their triggers are. Because all of a sudden you have awareness, and awareness is empowering, and awareness gives you hope, and it gives you tools to move forward and heal. I'm not talking curing. There is a difference. To heal is a far deeper concept, because it's integration of the mind and the body. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It's a bit of a serious one, but I wanted to get that information out to you. My name is Sonia Cortis. My website is soniacortis.com. My name's Sonia spelled with a J. Don't go spelling it with a Y, because that ain't gonna work. And yeah, my Facebook business name is Healthy and Healed, and you can find me on Instagram as Healthy Healed. Thank you so much. Thank you for finding me. I would love to chat to anyone who's interested. I offer 20-minute free consultations. These can be quite enlightening in themselves when I start throwing out there what the themes to your physical issue could be and what you need to start looking for. Otherwise, get in touch, please. I would love to help you. This is my absolute passion to get this message out there. We will have such a better chance of getting our well-being back if we integrate the mind and the body. Thank you so much. Have a great day, no matter where you are in the world. Thanks for your time.